luggage and lugging and pushing them around. Like I was traveling by myself.
And on a positive note?
On a positive note, I'm finally here. So this moment was never gonna come.
Oh yeah, that's been that rough.
She's teaching me Danish. You are here, pretty. Baby.
Har du fået en gave?
It's my phone. It's my phone. This is all for me. Wow. Gave me all your fries, gave me your baby.
We just woke up in Cameroon. It was a hell of a flight, but we're here. We're excited. We're gonna flip this.
Acheter le piment comme ça dans pour jamais faire. This is the shit right here. I'm home. Barbecue fish, and Fali Poopa in the background. Send the elevator. That's my church, my church. Okay. We're in business. Merci.
Bon appétit.
Merci. Catching up some basketball. My home crowd. Used to play some games here. Last time I played on this quarter was when I was on the national team. And it's good to be here. It's good to be here. See some old friends.
So our trip is coming to an end. Not entirely, we still have about 6 days left. But the majority of our stuff that we had to do down here has come to an end. We've done our, I say our, it's like it's my work. Yannick has done his camp. He situated his cousin that needs the visa here to the States. We did the charity run. And so it was a lot of boom, 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 visit a lot of family, went to a lot of villages, done a lot of stuff. So now is the time we can sort of sit back, try to explore a little bit more, yeah. At the same time, so now it allows me to have a little moment of reflection. It's been hard, and I say that with great, what's the word? Just knowing that I don't like saying it because it's hard for people down here as well. So I'm only here temporarily, so I don't want to sit and say, oh, it's so hard. Like, but sometimes I also wonder if it is harder for a tourist because I'm not conditioned to this sort of life, and people that live it is conditioned to it. So I don't think people wake up here every day and think, oh, this is so hard. It just is what it is. It's life. And in hindsight, like when removed from the situation, like Yaounde, you can sit back and say, fuck, it was hard. It was hard down here. So I'm gonna allow myself to say that it's been hard because that's what I feel. And I know. Haven't loved not being able to take a warm shower. It is what it is. Haven't loved starving. At the same time, it's not something that, it was actually more of a positive because it allowed me to sort of get the full experience. Like I understand, it's like fasting, like for Ramadan, you do it to sort of empathize with the people that don't have food. And so it was sort of a package experience, being able not eating, because I understand like this is the reality for a lot of people down here. My boyfriend's past inclusive. So that wasn't a terrible thing. And like I said, my own decision, so I'm not gonna, well, I did mention, but hey. Haven't loved sitting one morning doing my makeup out in one of a balcony and then shit came fucking flying down the side of the roof. Could have been without that. Haven't loved the constant ooze and smog coming from these 1983 Toyota Corollas. That seems to be the vehicle of choice down here. I understand why. It's not like they have the opportunity to drive anything else. No harm, no foul. Haven't loved the people, and I say that that's not something I enjoy saying, but that's just been my experience. Like, Yannick's family has been amazing, very sweet, very kind, very generous, and sort of that whole shebang. But the strangers down here, I've been called a lot of names, and I understand they don't see a white person very often, and for some people I'm the first white person they ever see. So I've done a lot of it because I want it to be a great experience. I remember the first black person I saw, his name was Richard, and he was my kindergarten teacher, and I loved that man because he was just amazing. And so that was my first experience. It was positive. And so I really like all these kids that are just like staring at you, like, hi, how you doing? Because I really want them. I'm pulling one here for the whole race. So that's been a little exhausting, but not a problem. But people down here, I guess it's because they have such a rough life. They don't have the time. It's not like the States where you say, oh, hi, good morning. They don't got the time for that. They're it's, so I understand that. But again, sometimes you do visit places, like I've been to Jamaica, equally as rough, where people are just like, bless up. Like, they don't know me from Adam and Eve, but they still find it. Here it's just a lot of, like, what the fuck you doing here kind of thing. And so that's been not fantastic, but it's, again, does not move me more than the second that we're in it, so it's not a problem. The best experience has completely been now understanding my boyfriend 110%. I heard a lot of stories. We've been together for 2.5 years. I've heard all the stories about him telling me not being able to eat, how lonely he was growing up. His mom died when he was young, for people that don't know. And it was exactly that, just stories that I empathize with a lot because it's the man you love that's telling you it. But it was just a story. And now coming down here, it became real. When I went to his village, he grew up in his dad's village, I walked those streets that he walked for miles. I didn't walk all of them, I drove those streets that he walked for miles just to go play basketball. And it's different when now I'm with him right now in all that he's now went through, and he can tell me the timeline, say I went through this, and this. Now I'm here. It's like, oh yeah, but now it's good, right? So it doesn't have that same in the moment feeling. But going to those places and seeing the little room that he when he just lost his mom that he moved into, and his dad did not pay him no mind, did not feed him, he was all alone. Seeing that room, and just imagine that 15 years or some change ago, he was in that room, and those feelings that he must have been feeling, and it became so real. That was hard, but a very meaningful experience that I'm gonna now take with me, and I now understand him so much more. But yeah, we visited his mom's grave, which was equally as hard, but still at the same time he introduced me to her. It was a very special moment, and there's just been a few of those very enrichful experiences where I now completely 100%, or as much as you possibly can, understand somebody. I understand him now. To think that his flaws, his weird little antics, or his way of seeing certain things, or the way he would react to certain things, all those things that when you don't understand somebody completely, just becomes their own little sort of qualities. But now I understand why everything clicks, like, oh, he does this because of that, and because that happens with this, and he reacts this way to this because that. And now it's like, okay, we can work with that. And so that was a very, very, very positive experience. And if that was my only positive experience, I take that, and that was worth just coming down here to really understand somebody that well now, or as much as you can, because I didn't live it, is a huge gift, priceless. So I take that with me home. That's my positive. And everything else has been an experience. I'm gonna leave it at that.